What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch Season 3, Episode 12 of My Hero Academia. Last episode. Oh my god. Probably my favorite episode of the show. Again, just thinking back to my favorite episodes, I definitely think the last two are in contention. Funny enough, like, I don't know. I kind of get the vibe that last episode, that little arc right there is probably like one of the most favorite from a community aspect. One of the most favorite moments or episodes or stretches of episodes in the community, and for good reason. It's almost like think to like a One Piece. You think of Marineford. Marineford isn't personally my favorite, but if you ask most One Piece fans, they're gonna say that that's their favorite arc. I kind of get that vibe, but just looking at if I'm trying to think of like a semi weirder episode for some reason, and I know I loved it then, and I even think I called it my favorite episode at that point. Season 2, episode 23, where they show all the other random bums in Class A getting shit done. I really like that episode, so that's definitely in contention. Real quick, for those of you who are listening, before I hop into the episode. It's been probably like a week since I last watched last episode. Random stuff going on. But I am so obsessed with this spy thing, with someone being a spy, okay? And it just so happens that I rewatched season 3 episode 2 the other day because I had edited it for YouTube. So I got some talking points. So first of all, the vibe that I got from the episode, rewatching it, it really felt like the person who leaked that information to the league had to be there. They had to be at the training camp thing. I keep forgetting what to call it. I think I'll just call it the training camp in the woods. I forget what exact line I picked up on, or the reason I thought that, but I really got the vibe that it had to be someone who is there on a second watch, not like Nezu, and I'm still not trusting Nezu, but I don't care if they show this man Nezu to be the greatest, I can't even call him human, the greatest thing in the history of the universe. I will never trust that man, that thing. That's gonna sound bad. So just thinking about the culprits at that point, it really is Aizawa, Vlad King, and Class A and B. Under no circumstance, the only person other than Deku that I can 100 Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. I'm not saying Todoroki is evil, but like a 100% certainty. The only people that I can 100% with certainty say that they did not leak anything is Deku, Bakugo, and Aizawa. Okay, and the reason I say Aizawa is because I really like Aizawa. I'm not saying he's the most complex character in the history of anime. But his role feels, more than just him being evil. He doesn't dislike, he doesn't hate All Might, but he has that sort of rough around the edges relationship with him and how he does things. I think it would almost be like a cop-out to go, I'm actually secretly evil. I don't see that at all. I know when I first watched season 3 episode 2 and the episodes following it, I did not trust Vlad King at all, and as of late I sort of backed up off of him because I don't think that he's that much of a major character. But I do want to say Vlad King looked even more suspicious. He felt even more suspicious when I rewatched that episode, but I don't think it's Vlad King. That would leave the students. And for those of you, and I think it was my season 3 episode 9 discussion, I formulated a theory that I am now very confident. It's one of those things that's it's irrational. It's so fucking stupid. For those of you who didn't see it, I accused Aoyama of being some sort of spy or connected to the League of Villains somehow. It may be the stupidest thing that's ever come out of my fucking mouth. It very well might be. But I don't remember where he was during the USJ. He had that weird thing with Dabi, that weird standoff thing. And another thing. And it's something that I picked up on in season 3 episode 2 and I was editing. I don't even remember that. Aizawa they were getting ready to go on the field trip thingy. Before they enter the bus. And Aizawa was giving a speech or a pep talk or a this, that, talking to the crowd of students in Class A. And there was this shot, there was a shot of all of the characters, not all of them. There was like 5 or 6 of the kids with Deku in the foreground, a couple random people in the back, and then in the middle was Aoyama. And every student was looking at Aizawa off camera, except for Aoyama, who was eye fucking Deku, like staring him down. And again, this could be the stupidest thing I've ever said in my life, but for some reason, like, all of these little details that I'm picking up on, I'm not saying that they're, that's it has to be foreshadowing. They could be little random coincidental details. But I feel like these details, not only are they oddly adding up, but also they kind of feel like details that I could imagine myself, like, in season 5, when it's revealed Aoyama is a traitor, you know what I mean, some stupid shit like that. They like flash back to all these details, and I'm going, oh, what? That was there? I get those vibes from it, so I don't trust Aoyama. But even then, yeah, I was even joking to myself. Just talk like with that. Like again, it's an odd. I might even, depending on how much I want to edit when I edit this for YouTube, I might even go and find a clip of the scene of I'm talking about in season 3, episode 2, and flash it up on screen during the conversation. But I was joking that like maybe he's not a traitor. Maybe he just because he's talking to Ochako about her liking Deku. Maybe he likes Deku. I don't know. But something felt weird. Something felt off about it. Like I don't know. I want to get into the episode again. I'm gonna be monitoring this. I feel so stupid. Because I don't buy it. Like, I don't know. But just, it really felt like someone had to be a traitor. And it really feels like, from my rewatch of season 3, episode 2, that it had to be someone at the training camp. So, as of right now, my money's on Aoyama. For some stupid reason. But I do want to hop straight into the episode. I've already been yapping for like 6 minutes, but I want to get into it. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I've got the flying through reactions upon Patreon. I am already multiple episodes ahead. If you check the YouTube comments, it'll say the exact episode that I'm currently on. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. Let's get into it.
The Nomu we captured are just as unresponsive as the last ones. They're basically mindless.
God damn, this is the fucking Secret Service?
We apprehended all the Nomu, sure. But we let most of the perpetrators, including Shigaraki.
Left all of them. What did we only get, like 2 of them?
Country just lost the symbol of peace.
Damn, it's like
Its weakened body has been exposed.
Oh, is that like a known thing?
Everyone knows the indestructible hero can be defeated.
These high up people knew about
And the villains.
It's what we get.
this we can say, and what the fuck is that baby guy?
People now know they can raise hell with just a handful of thugs. Hate to think
I gotta say, I get so much about All for One, and I have so many theories. He's been taken out. I could see him escaping prison, and this was his plan all along. He knew that All Might was weak,
more strategic. He now appears to be focused.
so sacrifice himself, and then even on a way to manipulate Shigaraki even more. There's like a sacrifice. I'll talk more at the end.
And now Shigaraki can greatly expand his sphere of influence.
Are you suggesting that all of this was part of the League's plan?
I think it was the League's plan. Like that was the main.
There's only one thing I can say for certain. We must capture the League of Villains no matter what. As the police, we have to be more proactive in apprehending.
Each like regular-ass
villains,
police
not
officers?
just back up. It's time we implement changes.
Oh fuck, dude.
The embers inside of me have been snuffed out. The mighty symbol of peace is no more.
My question, I kind of hope that he cannot use the power. And I really hope that he can't. Like I said, I really hope he can't use the power. But I wonder if it's just like they know my real state, so my power is extinguished.
The two of you didn't have any interaction with Shimura's family, even though you were so close.
I was gonna say,
No.
But why not?
keep her like private.
It happened soon after Shimura's husband was
Oh
killed.
wow.
Concerned, she put her child in foster care to shield the youngster from the hero world.
Jesus, that's kind of
She
a.
told Toshinori and me that she didn't want us to have any contact with the kid, even if something terrible.
Again, how did All for One find out? I would love if he's not the grandson. If it's like a fucking, you know what I mean, just to fucking get it All Might's mental state.
Give up her heart so that her family might know a life full of peace. I must track Shigaraki down as soon as possible. I'll
No.
find him and then...
Then what? Give him a pat on the head?
Try to convince him.
I'm like the villain he is anymore. That's dangerous. Remember that no matter his lineage, he's still a criminal.
Yeah.
Shuko-uchi and I
Don't know if All Might will immediately buy into that, though.
Without you for now. You stay at UA. You still have many responsibilities there. Even if you can
I'm with, bro. Just leave. Leave your way, man.
forget that All Might is still alive.
After the fight, we met up with Todoroki and Yayorozu. The 5 of us took Kacchan to meet the police.
Brother.
The whole way there, he was silent.
His whole world is shaking. Brother, take that mustache off. You mad, Endeavor?
Been like that ever since he came home. Feel free to go say hi.
I can see a world in which Endeavor is very.
If All Might really can't be the hero he once was anymore, then the number one...
If he's not, Endeavor's not happy that he's the #1 hero because he wanted to surpass and beat All Might, not get handed the fucking role.
I don't accept it. Not like this. I should have earned it myself, not by him failing.
He didn't even fail.
Oh, honey. I just
Mama!
It's been difficult for you too, but at least you're home.
Yeah.
Give me a hug!
Ah, you finally made it.
Are you okay?
It sure took you long
Aww. What the fuck?
Sis. Smash!
Why the fuck did you leave me alone?
Turns out you can't keep your word. If you kids had gotten hurt, it would have all been in vain. You've got some bad influences.
Hey, we're like you, man. Just like you.
Young Midoriya, listen. I'm officially retired as a pro.
God damn, I got
It's clear that
goosebumps.
My body isn't going to allow me to fight another battle.
Okay, he can get 3 minor punches in.
One for all, I've left my body. And my muscle form won't last for any significant amount of time.
I want to cry. I won't cry. I have the goosebumps are hurting me.
And you're always rushing in to try and help no matter what I tell you. Destroying your body over and over.
Don't end up like me, little man.
You managed to rescue your friend without being injured or getting into a fight. I'm so proud of you.
He's like my father. I wish I had a father like All Might.
You're stuck with me. So let's keep working hard together.
I won't cry. I won't cry.
All Might.
What I say about keeping your word, you little crybaby.
Yes, father.
I thought we agreed that you'd stop it with the waterworks.
I want to be in the hug, guys. Guys, let me in the hug.
Only a slight pain lingered on my cheek. I barely felt it, so I knew it was true. All Might's reign as top hero had come to an end.
Let him let him retire. It's all that I ever wanted.
As a citizen, a hero, and the principal, I cannot express how grateful we all are to you. However, given everything that's happened, there
You're fired?
continue as a teacher.
Okay.
Anyway. Some are pointing out that our troubles began when you started working here. They're worried the children will continue to be caught in the crossfire and that you can't protect them anymore.
Yeah? Yeah?
Nevertheless, I believe I know what we need to do to ease the concerns the public has expressed. We must strengthen the faith people have in the heroes we have left. It's true, the threat we face is still troubling, but we will protect and train with more focus and diligence than ever before.
You keep saying the most basic PR answers, Nezu, and you're not doing a good job.
In mind for a while. I'm counting on you to convince the students.
Do I not trust Vlad King?
I don't know. Sounds pretty out of tune.
Jira's dad!
That you guys don't want to keep talking about what happened, but moving the kids into dorms isn't going to change
Damn.
the fact that my daughter was injured.
That means you're getting even less of Deku's mom.
However, I'd like to assure you that
We just picked Jiro's family.
I believe wholeheartedly that UA can help her grow into the best hero she can be.
Whoa.
He looks so depressed.
No need for you to be all formal, Mr. Aizawa. We decided what we were going
I feel bad for her parents. So you can't. Well, they probably have some of the same powers. Oh yeah, her mom does.
All Might's fight.
My daughter's teacher is so hardcore.
You little nerd, little simp. You can't gossip or like whisper about your child at all. She hears everything.
This stuff for these dudes.
Hey, cut it out, you two. Save the aggression for your music.
That was nice. I like that.
No thanks. I can't.
You able to be friends with him now that he's
Besides,
not
it's not a contest.
as much of
Plus,
a
the next family
symbol?
probably won't be so.
Oh Jesus!
Hell yeah, get this kid in a dorm room.
You hack!
Abusive.
Get it, I'll kill you!
If you hadn't been so damn weak, you never would have gotten caught and caused all that trouble.
come on, you two. Please, no fighting. We don't want to frighten
Oh
your
my god, he's a
teacher.
pushover dad and an semi-abusive, abrasive mother.
We even think about using your quirk, Kotsky.
Jeez, something
I know.
dynamic.
Better than I thought. I thought that it was gonna be some serious fucking, like, mental issues.
I liked what you said at the press conference.
He's trying harder than anyone in his pursuit to become the top hero.
No.
See, that's when I understood that the school was watching him closely. I was worried about the kid, obviously, and didn't know what would happen. But he's back now.
Why is this show so beautiful? Coming off the back of something so horrifying.
Criticism from some people. We still trust you, though, so we'll leave him to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aw, he's the best dad of all time, too.
He's a pain, but please train him hard and make him a good hero.
Let go of me, Mom.
I owe you a drink for this
I gotta know, what exactly is Deku?
Oh my god, he's my boyfriend. No, no, no! Are you stepping to my man?
Just like you. A fledgling hero with bright prospects.
No, I know there's something deeper.
I'm sorry, young Bakugo, but I can't say any more than that.
Damn it, Kotsky! The police said not to go wandering off the—
Shut the fuck up, Mom!
Yeah, sure. If you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
One day, little bud, one day.
Oh, and thank you.
Kotsky!
I heard you!
Oh my god, they get into all-out fucking bomb fights in the middle of breakfast.
Yeah, we need to sit down with everyone in Class A by day's end, right? So we'll divide and conquer. I'll take this place and you can
Move on to some of them bums I don't want to speak to, that aren't on my level.
Oh, please come on in.
Mama!
I'm so honored.
Thank you.
I can't believe All Might is in
Oh my god. Don't let him into your room. And you let him into the room.
You probably
That's
know-
how every child's room in the history of the fucking world for the past 20 years looks.
But yesterday you said— I've thought about it since then, and I've changed my mind.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be really honest. Moving kids into dorms? No, we need to move the whole family. I'm so scared for her. She's gonna be a target.
Only appeared. But ever since enrolling at UA, my child just keeps getting hurt.
She gonna
Just
tell
look at him. Do you know
Mama
about his
Deku?
arms?
Mama
If he injures
Deku.
them anymore, he might not ever be able to move them again. I watched you on TV.
Tell the truth. Come out. I want someone. It's like a secret superhero's identity. I don't want it to come out like so much, but every once in a while it's okay.
I was terrified. Izuku wants to be just like you. But if he follows your path, his future will be filled with blood. So I'm
Aww.
sorry. Oh, help me!
She's the greatest character in the history of the world.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Izuku. Back when you were quirkless, you were always so happy just watching the heroes do their jobs.
I don't think he was happy though.
That's not true! Honey, I told you I'd support you, but that I wouldn't stop worrying. Do you remember that? And I know all you want is to keep going to UA. But
I'm dropping you out.
I can't take it anymore.
Mama, I understand, but you can't do that.
Surprised. I'd been ignoring my mother's feelings for so long.
Yeah.
I'll speak frankly, sir. As Izuku's mother,
You're a bitch-ass teacher.
I'd need to entrust my son to UA. Not with everything that's happened at your school.
I respect
It
it.
doesn't matter what a wonderful hero you are. When the villains attacked, every class had to be canceled, and you couldn't stop your students from getting seriously injured, almost killed. I won't put my son in danger. It's
Come
my
on, All Might. Use some of that sweet talk.
to keep him safe.
Aw, she's the biggest hero in the show.
I kept getting hurt. The teachers warned me over and over again, but I didn't listen.
So you're saying you didn't learn? Don't you think that means the school's responsible?
Young man, sit down.
I might be acting like an overprotective parent, but I'm at peace with that.
Aww.
Son's dream away from him.
I want him to live.
He can always go to a different school. There are lots of other hero courses out there besides the one at UA.
But I mean, what do you want him to be, a bum?
Izuku!
Okay, Deku. Come on, All Might.
Must be heartbreaking. You looked up to me, followed in my footsteps.
Sweet talker, sweet talker.
To study in my alma mater. to give it all up after working so hard.
I'm sorry. I'll go talk to him.
Mom, it doesn't have to be UA. Here, look at this. You too, All Might. I got a letter at the hospital. It's from the boy I saved at the training.
Aww.
Coda, someone who hated heroes and quirks, wrote to thank me for
I
saving me.
inspired him!
I know I'm hopeless and make you worry all the time. But still, when I read this note, even if it was just for a moment, it made me feel like
I got that glimpse of what it's like.
I was so happy.
I see.
I know who I'm meant to be, and that's what I'll train for! At UA or not! I swear it!
He's gonna be at UA, but...
Young Midoriya.
He's magic.
An aspiring hero following in my
You're the hero.
You are on your
Oh
own.
my god, man ass.
As your teacher, I must walk beside you. I'm afraid I haven't been upfront, ma'am. Please allow me to try again. I believe that young Izuku is the right person to succeed.
Oh my god.
He is my choice to become the world's next symbol of peace.
You gonna say you gave the power?
Hold on. What are you saying, All Might? What is this?
It's an apology. As the one who...
I graced your son with the most dangerous target.
Rather than giving my all as his teacher, I'm sorry. As a UA teacher, I implore you to forgive my past weakness. It's true that my path has been filled with blood. But that is what makes me the right person to help him find his...
I have such intense goosebumps.
Mistakes that I made as a young hero.
Don't do this, All Might.
He never gives up, even when things...
You're so cute, little man.
We're committed to ensuring the safety of our students from here on out. It's our top priority. Look not at the current UA, but toward the future. Will you allow me to devote myself to young Izuku? Together we will go beyond. I will lift
Plus,
you
I
up.
was gonna say your catchphrase made me cry.
Protect your son, even if it costs me my life.
Just like Shimura.
You are Izuku's reason for living.
Aww.
It's not that I hate you or UA. It's just I want Izuku to be safe.
Well, I will be happy there.
All Might, don't give up your life. He needs you to protect him, raise him. If you can promise me you'll do that.
This might be one of the top 5 episodes.
Oh, Mom.
I promise.
That's fucking crazy. I'm like, you know what I mean? The greatest fucking man in the history of the world just bowing down to you. Not as in like a weird way.
I won't make you worry.
Mr. All Might, please, take good care of my boy.
Call me Toshi, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah, it's the end! Well, there's an end credit scene. You know what that means. We're gonna have some fucking villainous... some villainous behavior going on. I would have to say so myself.
I
Yep.
lost to you, All Might.
No, I don't think you did. I think you lost on purpose.
It's truly pitiful. But it is you who failed in the end.
I have so much to talk about this
Leading me
man.
put you on a course that led you closer to...
Oh my god.
You missed your opportunity to vanish. You lost your chance to die. A teacher's job is to help his student become...
Are you gonna out-teach him?
When a student relies on a master and
Okay, this is to push Shigaraki.
grows, allowing him to walk the path of a true leader. Mine has comrades, and he's learned how to increase their number.
Yeah, his theme is so fucking epic.
Shigaraki, take all this experience, loathing, and regret, and use it as you move forward. Now, it's your turn.
He's so awesome! Wow. What an episode. That was also one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. You guys know from the very beginning how much I fucking loved Deku's mom, and like it's one of those things, like I am jokingly exaggerating when I say like I want considerably more of I should know her name. Why don't I know her name? I feel kind of stupid. Let me hold up. Let me, as I type this, look down in case I get a fucking Deku's mom dies by the hands of Shigaraki. Inko. I feel so bad for not knowing that name. I apologize. Okay, I've got Inko's name. There we go. Got out spoiler free. This is a show about Deku and, you know what I mean, the hero program. So I'm not expecting her to be a main character, but I really do have to say, in terms of like, not only just like a supportive parent character, but I mean, of a character in any anime of all time that has such a sort of small role yet a recurring character and has recurring impact on the story, I think that Inko might be at like top tier because she's just so fucking lovely in all aspects. In all aspects, I must say, like, I just love her so much, dude. I almost cried there a couple times. Like I said, I almost cried, and that's crazy because the last 2 episodes have almost gotten me to cry. Like I'm talking like percentage points away from crying. 2 different ways. And the third way that you possibly can cry is with just someone dies. Something as simple as someone dies. And that's obviously the easiest way to make someone cry. But the other 2 ways that they have... Dude, like... I almost cried last episode because of, like, inspiration. You know what I mean? Motivation. How just fucking pure of a hero All Might is. And the love and affection and everything that people, you know, the complete adoration. I don't want to say deified because I feel like that would be the wrong word, especially from his perspective, because he doesn't necessarily want to be looked at like a god, but he's a worshipped figure of society. And I really liked seeing just how impactful it was. Like I said, I decided a couple times. I got a friend who I talked to about My Hero. And it's more of the way we talk about things. We don't talk like back and forth typically. It's more of like okay, you talk for 30 minutes about what you saw in One Piece. I'll talk for 30 minutes about what I saw in My Hero, just to sort of swap opinions of what we're seeing. But I was just talking about how, like, I love All Might because of just how impactful it was to literally every single aspect of the story. Obviously, our main character worships this guy, you know. So, but also. Or deuteragonist, you could say. I think that's the right word. Bakugo also worships him, but I don't want to say takes it in a different way because it's a very similar way. I would feel just slightly different reactions. It's almost like I was talking about. I believe earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, I think when Spinner and Dobby were talking about separately. They weren't talking together, but when they were talking about Stain, what I really like about Stain is how impactful he is. He has this ideology, yet it's not like he doesn't have like fucking a cult of like, you know, the same person, like 20 of the same people under him. No, he has people taking his ideologies and taking his words in different ways, and I really like that. I think that I really like that. And it's the same way with All Might, I feel, in the sense of literally every person is affected by him. It's just how they take that. You know, you talk about someone like Endeavor, whom almost like Endeavor and All Might, from my perspective, almost have like a Deku Bakugo relationship, in the sense of, I don't know, it's gonna be honest, like Bakugo was really fucking abusive. Like, I think that part is one of the parts that's like holding me back from like crowning him like a top 3 or top 5 character. He was very cruel, and he still is cruel at points. Again, I've always described it. Me liking Bakugo is more of like a investment. Like he's like maybe like my 8th or 9th favorite character right now, but like I know that like by the end of the show, he's gonna be like top 3. So, but I get the same sort of vibe. Maybe Endeavor. Like say, I would also assume that Endeavor is going to get some more focus. Again, not necessarily as like the main character, but someone who's going to get increased screen time. Again, almost like it's funny too, because I talked about it right before it happened, but it was something that I'd also been thinking about. Just Endeavor, like that mindset right there, the whole like, sorry about hiccups, the whole disappointment of like wanting to be the #1 hero, but almost being handed it, not earning it, would probably wreck him. Not as in like can't control himself, but just like emotionally, it's almost like he lost his goal. And unlike like a Deku or, you know, a Bakugo or Todoroki or you know, these other people who are our main characters, their goal is still active. Endeavor's goal is done. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? So I'm very interested to see how he continues that. If he's going to gain a new goal, if he's going to gain a new understanding or respect, or, you know, anything like that. Or if he's just going to become a complete fucking depressed mess. I would be very interested to learn about that. Who else do I want to talk about? I loved seeing, again, it's not like I love seeing, like, Jiro's, you know, family and stuff like that. It's like, this show is very akin to One Piece. In the sense of, you know, for those of you who haven't watched One Piece, and again, no spoilers at all, because this isn't like plot related, but it's you know, you see something like One Piece that's over 1,100 episodes long, and a lot of people, a majority of people, they refuse to watch it, or they're skeptical to watch it because of how long it is. And it's, you know, one of those things that, you don't want to sound like a cringy One Piece fan, but it's almost like you think that One Piece is too long, but when you watch it, you realize it's too short. Same with this show, as in, like, not saying like this is a horrendously long show, because it's not. It's, you know, it's decently long, but I could watch 20 fucking seasons of this show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could watch each of Class A going back to their family, and, you know, and interacting with each other, and going, like, I could watch literally everything about this. I was speaking the final thing I'll mention about a conversation I had with my friend the other day. I said, not to, like, connect it to, like, the MCU or anything like that, because not all superhero universes are the same, but My Hero Academia, to me, is a show that genuinely could run forever. Not necessarily, like, main storyline, like Deku being the main character, this, that, but I would really love a world, and I know that they're doing Vigilantes, and that's something that I'm going to watch after I catch up with My Hero. But I would almost want there to be a little spin-off, like something like called My Hero Academia Legends, or something like that, to where it's like a once-a-month episode, you know what I mean? Only 12 episodes a year, and it's almost like just an update on each character, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna die or this, or I don't know where people are going to end up at the end of the story. But I'll just say a world in which Deku saves the day and all of Class A survive, you know what I mean? And they become pro-heroes. I would love it if you get like in January you get an episode of fucking Hiroshima, you know what I mean, being a bad guy for the week, or, you know what I mean? And then in February you get Mineta fucking collecting a paycheck and being a creep. Like, you know what I mean? Not like the most, like, important end of the world, like, world threatening plot lines, but just like a once a month update on what the characters are doing. I would really fucking love that. I would say. I think that is it for the main episode. Like I said, I loved, well, and Aizawa too. It's another character whom I really, I'm gonna wait till the end of season 3, but I'm gonna 100%, I'm gonna do a top, maybe 15 characters list, and, like, put them in order. I'll, like, pause the video for a minute, do that, and then come back to you guys during the finale, because I'm really interested to see where people rank. Again, Aizawa is in the same tier as, again, there's a lot of characters in the show, and I would assume that they're going to keep introducing more and more and more, so I'm not saying that they're going to necessarily fumble people as, like, not giving them enough focus, but there are definitely characters that I just want so much more of. Aizawa is definitely in that category. He's so entertaining, and so, like, I always talk about the strengths of My Hero Academia and how many just goated characters there are. Not just in the sense of, like, side characters, like Deku is amazing. He's your classic sort of, you know, shonen protagonist, and I'll say cliche, don't take it the wrong way. He's a cliche protagonist, but the cliche works. It's what immediately hooked me into the show, like, me loving Deku. So don't get it twisted saying I'm just like, no, it's just it's a cliche that's done really well in the show. But there were other, like, you know what I mean, like Ochiko could be a main character in an anime. Tenya could be a main character in an anime. Aizawa, in a different vibe, I could see him being the main character. So, like, all of the characters are so just fucking rich, dude. And All Might, man, almost got me to cry again. He is fucking awesome, dude. You guys know how much I love all the characters and how emotionally hit I was by this episode. Again, I almost cried. But I do want to move on to one thing. I want to move on to All for One, because again, it's been a little while since I last watched the last episode, and I've had, again, and not out of like I'm bored of this show, I don't want to watch it. No, it was just random shit happening. But I've just been thinking about, you know what I mean, All for One, his plans and stuff like that. I'm very, like, I'm so, okay, maybe I got something. I'm just trying to think of All for One's plans. Because, again, I don't believe for a single fucking second that All for One wants to retire and enjoy the good life. And he wants to, his final wish was to train Shigaraki and lead him to be the greatest villain of all time. No, I kind of feel like he wants to do that for himself, right? I could see a world in which All for One's plan is to, because and it's something, again, they showcased it in this episode as like, or the police talking about like maybe floating it, but it's an idea that I wanted to talk about and I forgot to talk about in the beginning of the episode. As I thought about it more in just his plan, I feel like his plan was 100,000% to eliminate All Might's power. Or like, I don't want to sound crazy here. I also floated this theory to my friend. It could be the stupidest thing in the world. I'm already accusing Aoyama. I'm kind of going to accuse everyone in the show. I know everyone in the League of Villains except one person. I don't know the Doctor. I was just thinking to myself, this feels like the perfectly timed attack to get All Might in a weakened state to, you know what I mean, to wipe out his powers. I could see a world. Guys, don't call me crazy. Again, I'm just throwing shit at the wall to see if it sticks. I could see a world in which Recovery Girl, whom, knowing the ins and outs of the health-related, you know what I mean, problems and shit like that, I could see a world in which she slips some information, or not slips some information, is a part of League of Villains somehow. That would be crazy, and I'm only saying it because the guy's name was Doctor, and the only other Doctor-related person I know is Recovery Girl. So that's the only reason, like, I can't tell you a single moment I was suspicious of her or picked up on anything, but I'm gonna throw her out there. But again, like I said, it really felt like it was the perfect time to strike for All Might. So to that point, I felt like it was... I feel like All for One is one of those perfectly scheming villains. I feel like All for One is one of those characters, one of those antagonists in fiction that is perfectly pulling the strings. And at some point it's going to be revealed just how fucking perfectly he has pulled them. He is playing a game of chess, and all of the characters that we have seen so far are absolute fucking pawns. And again, I don't think that All for One would be the main villain of the show, and I'll get more into Shigaraki and talking about his sort of mindset and all that. I will definitely talk about that, and I'll even write that down because I do need to discuss that. But with All for One, again, like I said, I feel like everything is going perfectly according to his plan. Even if it, again, feels like 5D chess, even if it feels very sort of spread out or this or that, everything is working towards his end goal. Him being caught by the police is towards his end goal. Him being defeated by All Might is his end goal. Him starting that fight, he said, when he was doing his little monologue there, he said something like, I failed or something like that. I kind of don't even feel like he thought he was going to win. I feel like he was only there just to extinguish the symbol of peace's power. And that is going to be useful in the future because the simplest thing that I can think of is he's planning something to do something evil, and he needed All Might completely out of the picture. And he doesn't think that Deku or Endeavor or any of the other people in this generation are strong enough to defeat him at his highest point. So I could see a world, and there's two things. I could see two things. The thing that I'll say that one I'm really confident, not confident isn't like I'm like putting money on. One of them I could really see. The other one is kind of weird, but I could see a world in which in the future he has some sort of power that like turns people evil, or you know what I mean, like your classic like I don't know, maybe not even that. He's going to find a way to sort of make All Might seem like a villain. He's going to leak something or fake something, or you know what I mean, brainwash him or something like that. And maybe that's simple, but and because he's now weaker than, you know, All for One, he can now, you know, attack him or beat him. That's the thing that I don't really think is the case, but I'm gonna float it out there. The thing that I really sort of see, and I would absolutely love if they did this, is All for One's plan is to let Shigaraki be the ultimate villain, to be the strongest villain. He's giving all this stuff, this league, this power, these resources, to be the greatest villain in the history of the world, because he doesn't want to be the greatest villain in the world. All for One wants to be the greatest hero in the world. I could see a world in which he is obviously manipulating and grooming Shigaraki. You know what I mean? Again, this is the Shigaraki thing. I think that Shigaraki so far has yet to actually showcase free will. Not knowingly. I think that he's sort of, it's almost like tricking someone into thinking that their opinions, or your opinions are theirs. They're convincing themselves that they're doing things on their own. I sort of see a world in which that's happening, to where, sure, Shigaraki's doing things on his own, but the only reason that he's been allowed to do things on his own is because it's what All For One wants. And it'll get to the point where Shigaraki becomes such a menace to fucking society that All For One will come back and then betray Shigaraki to be, hey, I'm actually the #1 hero, so people trust him and he can, rule the world, not in the shadows but in the light, if that makes any sense. I could definitely see that. And that would also sort of, do a Shigaraki versus All For One, which is something that, again, I've been predicting for a while now, in the sense of, again, like I just said, I don't feel like Shigaraki has had free will. I could see a world in which Shigaraki realizes that, or learns that, or gets, helped, or Deku helps. I could see a world in which Deku tells that to Shigaraki, after learning more information and more lore, obviously, but telling him that and trying to turn him good, or something like that, and Shigaraki will take that information and just double bad. You know what I mean? Well, if I'm being manipulated, I'm gonna kill All For One, and I'm gonna kill the fuck. I'm gonna be the greatest villain of all time. I'm gonna do both. I could see something like that. Because this man All For One, you know what I mean? He is such a good villain. And I really, I expect so much out of his evil schemes. Again, I feel like he's, like I said, he's purposely placed himself in jail, maybe to just give time to recover. Maybe this, that, maybe taking some of the, again, if he's letting Shigaraki be like a rabid dog, by taking himself in, he's obviously the #1 target. There's less focus, not all of the focus, he's obviously the police force we're talking about taking in the League of Villains. But some of the focus maybe just pulled on him so that Shigaraki can attack somewhere. It's another thing. All For One is 100,000% getting out of prison at some point during the story. So, I don't know when. And I don't know, like I said, I think that Shigaraki at some point is going to try to break him out. Maybe it's already been something, I don't know. His little monologue at the end there really felt like he, and again, that's something I said during the episode and something I thought about in between episodes. All of All For One's actions last episode almost felt like it felt heroic. You know what I mean? From the perspective of Shigaraki, it felt like a heroic sacrifice. And that's why I really think, it's the perfect manipulation. And at some point, Shigaraki's going to realize this, and again, like I said, he is related to Shimura, and obviously All Might, as much as he would like to say in his conversation with, Gran Torino and Tsukaichi and all that, as much as he would like to say, oh yeah, he's a villain, you know what I mean? That connection to Shimura, it's going to get him off his feet. He's going to try to talk to him. I don't think that he will ever become a hero. Not hero. I'm not like he, I'm the #1 hero. No, I'm not like that. I don't think that he will ever not be a bad guy. I would be very surprised, and I wouldn't agree with it, to be quite honest. I feel like Shigaraki is a character who is already too far gone, and even though he's going to eventually have realizations that, hey, I've been manipulated, or hey, I've been thinking about this the wrong way, or hey, I've been doing things, you know what I mean? When he realizes that something's wrong, he's not going to he's not going to accept his mistakes. He's going to double down. I feel like he's that sort of character. So, I talked about Shigaraki. And obviously the League is going to get more villains, as All For One there speaking, I gave him the ability to, and that's another thing too, that I kind of like. Again, All For One isn't a good person or anything like that, but you could say he is a better teacher. Now, again, I repeat, I feel like all of that teaching that he's done is completely out of manipulation. I feel like he's completely manipulating Shigaraki to do exactly what he wants. So I'm not saying he's actually a good teacher, but I kind of like that vibe that it's in the sense that, yeah, I'm a good teacher, and All Might feels like he's failed as a teacher. And I can't wait for him to sort of make up for that. Again, it's one of those things I spoke about at the beginning in season 1. It was one of my first big thoughts or big things I needed to happen, was that I got the vibe that All Might had really, he'd taken on the burden of the entire fucking world. He had been such a symbol and such a hero, such a, you know what I mean, a god to this society, that it just felt like he had no downtime. He had nothing for himself. He wasn't happy. Someone like Shimura, who had to give up her kid, and now that they talked about, again, I'm still very on edge about, I kind of don't want Shigaraki to be a Shimura, because I want that pure and utter manipulation of both sides. You know what I mean? Like, I want All For One to essentially promise the world to Shigaraki and then rip it away. You know, being like, I never fucking care for you. Because it feels very emotionally abusive. I said grooming in the sense of it felt like Shigaraki had no one, had nothing, and he was plucked from the street and given everything. And that immediately creates the sort of power dynamic, a worshipping of sorts. And you know, the other side, I feel like, you know what I mean? How would All For... I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not saying it would even be uncommon, but I'm saying I don't know how All For One would find out that information of the of the kid. It's not something like Shimura would give up and torture. She would never do anything of that sort. She would die. Maybe All For One had a power to get her to admit something, or like some truth serum or some shit. Maybe that'd be the case. But I kind of like the vibe that's like, I'm going to take this random kid, I'm going to manipulate him, and then I'm also going to fuck over All Might by convincing him that it is Shimura's kid. I could definitely see that. But again, no matter which way it is, like if it's actually Shimura, not Shimura, it doesn't matter because it's fucking awesome. And either side is still sort of playing up towards All For One's manipulation, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. There's probably a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but I forgot over the course of the conversation. So I'll probably talk about them at later points. I'm very excited. Well, I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I like the idea of going into dorms. I feel like it'll give us more opportunity for like character or like class interaction. Not necessarily like just in class, maybe some outside of class sort of things. I don't even have dorms on campus. Are we even going to let the kids like go home, or like, you know what I mean? Like at that point, if they can just walk around the city at whenever they want, it kind of feels like there's no point in giving them dorms, but whatever. It's another thing too. Fucking talking about, we got to move them into dorms for their safety. Motherfucker, they're going to know. If the villains actually want to target these kids, they're going to fucking attack. You know, I'm very scared for Inko and everyone's family, but specifically Inko because she's my baby. So I'm kind of scared with that. I feel like if we're moving people into dorms, we should want to move entire families for protection. But what the fuck do I know? this bum ass school doing a bad job. I'm joking, but I don't know. What I wanted to say was I'm interested in the dorm aspect. If they were going to dorms, I kind of wish there was more family interaction in the first couple seasons. Again, I'm not... Same thing I was talking about like 10 minutes ago. Like, this is a show that, like, it's already long, but I would want it to be even longer so I could see every little fucking detail. Again, I'm not, like, deducting points because it's not that. I'm just saying that I would really want that. But I do wish we got some more family interaction. I'm sure a couple people will get flashbacks or, you know, stuff like that. But, I don't know. I'm interested to see this. I mean, I know we're obviously going to get a lot of fucking weird pervert Mineta scenes, but what are you going to do? I would assume they're going to be... it's not segregated. What's it called? Boy, girl. That split up. So, I don't know. I do not know. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Obviously, I think that might be my longest discussion of any episode. That's how, like... I'm not saying if I have a short conversation I dislike the episode. That's 100% not the case. But I feel like this episode had the most for me to sink my teeth into, predict, theorize on. You know, I even like thinking about the beginning of the episode too. I had a fucking 5-minute Aoyama shitting on theory. So by the end of the season, I'm gonna have like 83 different like evil. This person's evil theories. So I gotta hold back on those. But I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. I know that like I said, people in the comments, people online, like I know that people typically say that season 3 and season 4 are the 2 best seasons of the show. So I expect the foot to not be let off the gas. I'm ready for more. So I will see you guys in a couple days for the next episode. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I have got the full length reactions up on Patreon. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm a significant amount of episodes ahead by now. So if you want to see those, check out my Patreon. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. You guys have a good one.